Okay, hi. So today we're going to be going through my priority TBR for the rest of the year. I kind of decided to make this because I have a book buying challenge, like a low buy challenge that I'm trying to do. Spoiler for when I filmed that video, I'm kind of failing right now. But one of the prompts that I had was to do like a random TBR roll of like my TBR bets. And I would have to read that within a month to get like a point or whatever. That isn't working for me at all. And so I want to replace that with like getting to my priority reads as getting me points for my like book buying. And I do have quite a number of books that I like am not getting to and keep putting off. So this is the list. I will go through with you. I'll start with the ones that like maybe I'm cheating on because I've already started them, but I've been reading them for a while, or like I'm planning to finish the series. We'll talk about it. So first things first, let's talk about Assassin's Quest. This is book 2 in the Farseer trilogy. I have already started this. I'm about a quarter of the way through. I'm buddy reading it with Mariana at Mariana Moss Books. And I guess I can just go on to say, there it is. No, wait. Royal Assassin is the second one. That's what I'm reading right now. I lied to you. The second book I'm reading, Royal Assassin, we're currently in. And then I am going to also be reading Assassin's Quest. We're going to start that probably next month. Kind of a cheat because I started it, but it's fine. And then we'll definitely be getting to this. Another series that I am part of the way through the book is, I don't have the dust jacket on it, it's Jade City by Fonda. I'm reading this with my partner. We are like halfway, you can't see my bookmark, yeah. We're like halfway through, and we just keep not reading it, so I think we've been reading it for like 6 months. So, yeah, I do want to complete it by the end of the year. We had anticipated completing that and then moving on to Mistborn Era 2 by the end of the year, which is obviously not happening. But anyway. Okay, next one I already started that is in a series, but I've been at the 10% mark since like May. So, like, I really need to prioritize this. This is Beneath the Twisted Trees by Bradley P. Beaulieu. Oh wow, that changed the coloring quite a bit. It is the 4th book in the Shattered Sand series, and it's not bad. I just keep not picking them up. It's a 6-book series. There are a lot of novellas, so I don't see myself completing the series by the end of the year, but I do want to finish this book and then read the next novellas, which I don't own, which is why they're not on this list. But yes, continue on with this. Technically not in a series, but a part of the same world. I read the Lord of the Rings last year, and now I want to read The Hobbit. I've had it on my list since I finished the series, and I just keep not getting around to it. It's because I want to vlog it like I did the other ones, and then I just haven't been inspired to vlog it all, and with moving and working on the house, it's not in the cards at this point, but it will be by the end of the year, hopefully. Okay, next one. I think those are all my series. The next one is a buddy read. It is The Paying Guest by Sarah Waters. I am going to be buddy reading this with Gina at Gina Stanner Books. Yes. And I'm like, is it books or reads? I think it's books. We're going to be buddy reading this in the month of September. We have had some kind of failed buddy read attempts, so 3rd time's the charm, we're hoping, because we both read other Sarah Waters books and liked them, and I am slowly making my way through all of her books. Okay, speaking of slowly making my way through someone's books, I want to read another David Mitchell book this year. So David Mitchell's, I guess, like the first author where I made a decision that I'm going to read the entirety of his backlist. So I have 2 books left. I have Ghostwritten and I have Number 9 Dream. this is his debut. This is his sophomore novel. So I saved his earliest 2 for last. We'll see how that treats me, but I do want to get to at least 1 this year and then read 1 next year, and then I will be completely caught up on all of his books. All right, I don't think that there's as much rhyme and reason to the next one, so I'm just going to start going through the list. So I think some of these books I've just never prioritized, even though I've wanted to quite a bit, and I've actively thought about reading these many times and just haven't. And the first one is Kindred by Octavia Butler. I actually read the first page of this a few years ago, and I could just tell I wasn't in the mood for it at the time. And I've read, what is her other book? I've read Parable of the Sower and quite enjoyed it. So I am really excited to read Kindred. I just keep putting it off. I do this where I read a book by an author and I like the book quite a bit, and then I'm scared to get back into them, so I'm hoping I'm forcing it by putting it on this list. The next one is Love Medicine by Louise Erdrich. So I'm reading through all of her books in the Love Medicine series. It's kind of a loose series where you have continued characters who pop up through time, through each of them. This is the first one published, but it is technically, I think, the 3rd one in the series if you're looking at it from that perspective. I'm following the reading order that Danny at Thunderbird Woman Reads has on her channel. I'll link that video below. And this will be my 3rd one. I read Tracks and Four Souls last year and I liked them, and I haven't continued on. I wanted to read, again, at least 1 book a year from this, kind of get through it slowly. Okay, next one, I feel like these are all kind of books that have been hyped or have hype around them or were hyped at some point and then I didn't read them when they were hyped and now I want to read them. So, Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. When this first came out, I heard nothing but good things about it, and then since then I started hearing some criticisms toward it. I wouldn't say negative, this book was terrible type thing, but it's just been on my list. And this is another one that I started the audiobook and I didn't really like it, so I chose to stop, and then I was going to read it physically, and then I haven't done that yet, hence, it being on this list. Okay, another one is Popisho by Leone Ross. This has a different name in the UK. This was longlisted for the Women's Prize. Yes. And it just sounds whimsical, but thematic, and I've heard mixed reviews of it, but it does sound like something I have the potential to enjoy quite a bit. Okay, and now the next are 2 books that I have seen a lot of hype on BookTube for, but I want to read them kind of together. So that is Passing by Nella Larsen. This is a classic. I think it was published in the 1920s. Along with reading this, I want to read The Vanishing Half by Bennett. This got a lot of hype a few years ago when it was published, and it sounds very conceptually loosely based on passing, the idea of being a Black woman passing as white. This one is a lot thicker. Sounds like it's going to get into a lot more story, and I want to kind of read them not necessarily back to back, but close together, and kind of consider them from that perspective, a bit more collectively. Okay, so then one that I've been wanting to read since I bought it is Babel 17 by Samuel R. Delaney. This is a science fiction classic that has gender bending potentially, or has an interesting look at gender and I think sexuality. And so for its time, I'll be interested to see it being written, I believe, in the 70s. I'll be interested to see how those themes were tackled. Oh no, it was published in 1966, so in the 60s. Okay, and then we will end this with some short story collections. So the first is The Office of Historical Corrections by Danielle Evans. I think I had this on my end of year TBR for last year, and I don't know why I'm not getting to this. I love short story collections, so I haven't been reading as many of them lately, and I am just really excited to read this, and I've heard really great things about it. And then the next one I want to read, which just came out recently, is Night of the Living Res by Morgan Talty. This is, again, it's a short story collection. It takes place on a reservation, and I think that they're like slightly connected, which I really love in my short story collections. I apologize for my lighting being fucking all over the place for this video, but you know, we film when we can at this point. But I bought this new when I went to Minneapolis, and I actually bought it from Louise Erdrich's bookstore, Birch Bark Books. And I rarely buy books new, but I wanted to support her store. Because I bought it new, I want to prioritize it. I also bought Nupaming, I think that's how you say the name, while I was there, and I'm currently reading that one. So those are all the books I have. Let me know if you've read any of these and enjoyed them. I feel like a decent number of them are like hyped booktube books, so there's a good possibility of that. But anyway, that is all I got for this video. So until next time, happy reading.